So central finance is one of your deployment, right? So one deployment is one-to-one migration. One system, same system, we are going to migrate into S4 system. Another one is like right now we have multiple systems are there. What I said here in the beginning, we have so many systems are there, and it is practically not possible that all the systems we want to migrate into S4 system. But already customers convinced with the S4 features, and now it is they need this S4. I mean, S4 feature should be there. That means they want here, because we know that SAP HANA is coming with embedded BW. So that is why they are looking for, even for the data reporting point of view and other business process point of view, they are looking here the S4 features. So for that, this will be your structure. So this will be your HANA database, or I can say it is universal journal. This is our second part of the course. So it is universal journal. Then we should have your S4 business suite. S4 HANA business suite, which includes all the features, business process I just now explained. But here we are not going to upgrade, or we are going to migrate any system here. So our old systems will be there as it is. Okay, so if you are using ECC Classic R3, we are going to continue that one. If it is ECC NewGL, that also will be continued as it is. If it is non-SAP, that will be continued as it is. But we want the S4 features. Okay, so in that case, what we can go for? We can go for central finance license, or some more activity will be there. Maximum time you must be thinking like CFIN is going to replace your S4. No, CFIN is not going to replace your S4. S4 is your business process, or it is your business suite. S4 will be there as it is. On top of it, you are going to have the CFIN license. So if company will say we will go for CFIN without S4, practically not possible, because business process will be supported by S4. So that is the reason I explain all this business process, because in CFIN also same thing will be applicable. So S4 HANA will be there, plus something we need to do if it is CFIN project. Every project, every migration project is not CFIN, but every CFIN project is your migration project, right? So this will be your S4 HANA business suite. And now we are going to have one more license, means some more activity will be there, which will be there in your CFIN side. So this includes, we are going to connect our, let's say 3 systems we have. So these 3 systems we are going to connect with our S4 system. In a normal migration, or even let's say greenfield point of view, if you already work on the LTMC, you know that when we are going to do the data migration, or we are going for the data uploading, so that time we are using LTMC for the data uploading. But if it is a normal like environment, like in the beginning I said that we have the data warehouse and we are going to do the ETL by using any ETL tool. It may be BODS or it may be anything that we are doing. But here we are not going to do the ETL, and it is not a normal data migration. So for that purpose, we have to go for another system, that is your SLT middleware, SAP Landscape Transformation, or simply you can say it is your replication server. So this one is going to connect with, this one is going to connect our source system with our target system. Means this is your different database. This is one database. This one is also database. And this is another database, and all are your different database. So we are going to connect our source system with SLT. Okay, what are the data we are going to take here? For that, we need to identify. Someone already completed the CFIN. You can answer. Ajay, you have completed CFIN. So you can tell me what are the data we are going to take here?
Sorry, I haven't completed CFIN. I've completed S4 implementation, but have an understanding of CFIN.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What data we are going to take?
So all the open line items.
No, maybe I'm not clear about my question. I'm saying that when we are going to take the data from the source system, different systems we have. So you will take the data, 3 type of data we are going to take. Okay, first of all, when we are saying central finance, mean obviously we are going to take the finance data. So it is a real-time replication, because as I said, this one is your replication server. That means this one is going to connect our source system with the target system. All the source systems will be connected with your target system, and target system will be your S4 system. If we compare with our normal migration, if it is a normal migration, suppose this one we are going to upgrade into S4. Assume that this is our system A, and the same system will be upgraded into S4 system, and after that it will be system A. That means old system replaced with the new system. Your hardware, your boxes will be same, everything. Only we have just upgraded the database, we have upgraded the software, and we have completed all the prerequisite Delta configuration. That is a normal process. But if it is a central finance migration or central finance deployment, old system will be there in that place, original place. Users are working on the old system as it is, as if there is no change from the source system point of view, and everything we are going to take into central finance. So basically central finance system or CFIN system, we are going to use for the reporting, not for your operation purpose. So operation point of view, old systems will be there as it is, whatever the features you have, whatever the features you don't have. So those we will continue. For example, here NewsGL is not there. So obviously NewsGL is not there. So it's okay. We are going to continue with the without NewsGL. But then reporting, we want that accounting principles should be there. So that's why we will take the raw data, and here we are going to have the new GL. That means your accounting principles should be there. If you are working in multiple ledgers, that should be there. So old data will be there in that old tables. That means it will be there in your GLT0. It will be there in the BSEG, or if it is new GL enabled, it will be there in the BSEG, Faggleflex or Faggleflex T. But here the data will be there in the AC doc. So every transaction, when you are going to post in the source system, it will be replicated. Two activity we will do here. One is your initial load, and second one is your replication, right? So every activity, every business transaction related to finance should be replicated in the S4 system. So you will find whatever the documents are there in the S4 system, there will be a source document in the this system, and it may be ECC, it may be R3, it may be non-SAP also. So my question was, what type of data we are going to replicate, or initial load, whatever you can say. So we are going to take three type of data. Okay, so one we will take as FICO postings. Can you give me one example here? FICO posting.
A receivable or payable.
Anything else? Any document is your FICO postings. That means with or without cost object. It includes balance sheet items. It includes non-operating transactions. It includes your operation transactions. That means any data which is there in your BSEC table, it is there in the COAP table, it is there in the Faggleflexa, everything will come under this category. So that means simply we can say all your FI postings without cost object, even balance sheet items also. So this will come under this category, FICO postings. Then another one is your CO postings. Any example?
Same, like we will take all the CO postings.
No, it's not CO. If it is same, then why should be different category should be there?
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand. FICO posting and CO posting. So
other than coin business transaction. So any data which is there right now in your COSP and COSS, means your business transactions may be RKU1 reposting. It may be related to your, let me go to the system.
But whatever repostings in CO is it's also updated in AC Docker. So why do we do it separately? Why do we see it separately?
Again, you are merging two concepts here. Where is AC Docker? We don't have AC Docker. It is the source system only. Here we don't have AC Docker.
Okay.
And it's not normal migration. Normal migration means you are going to upgrade. Here old system will be there as it is.
Yeah.
But we want that document in the AC Docker. Because FICO integration, whatever you are doing, that is you are doing for a normal migration, but here we don't have that feature.
Yes, understood. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So when I'm saying CO posting means internal postings. Internal posting means everything related to this business transaction except coin. So whenever you are going to do any assessment, your order settlement, your COPA settlement, anything you are going to do except coin. So, or simply you can say the data what is there in your COSP and COSS table. So those are your CO internal posting. And what is saying that because in S4 this data will be like this document is going to generate one finance document in AC doc. So in a normal process it is going to be there. But in CFIN, we are not going to disturb our existing architecture. So that's why this data also we are going to take into your central finance system. And practically, I will show these documents in the S4 system. Then another one is your cost object. All the data related to cost object. Self-understood, your cost object means internal order, your production order. Internal order, I can understand that we can take here, but why should we will take the production order? Again, when we are going to replicate data, we are not going to replicate any logistic data because it is central finance. It is not central finance business suite. It is not central finance logistic. Okay, so that's why we are only going to take the our finance data. But again, contradictory, I'm saying that this includes your short living objects like your internal order, that is our cost object, internal order, and your production order. Now my confusion is why production order we are going to include here, because it is part of logistic.
The production order variances that you posted during the month.
Exactly. Just now I explained that my source is my production order, because that time we have seen that variance. Although we got that in the COPA, but what was the source? The source was in the cost calculation. That means ultimately you are going to get the production, the variance in the production order, right? So the source will be production order. So if you are going to ignore the production order, then how you are going to get the replicate the data? So that is why all the production order is part of logistic, but it should be included in the cost object. These three type of data we are going to take into our CFIN system, or we are going to say we are going to take this data into SC doc. For this, we have different RFCs are there, or we have in SLT, we should have something to take this data. Okay, so that means here in the S4 system or in central finance system, central finance is nothing but your S4 system, we have to do some additional activities to take this data. So that includes CFIN accounting interface for all these three. CFIN accounting interface. You are going to do the business mapping. Business mapping means already we have all the configurations in our source system. So the same company code should reflect in the S4 system. So the required mapping should be there, because in S4 system, we are not going to post any transaction. No user is going to post in the S4 system or in CFIN system. Users are going to work in the old system as it is, but the same document should be there. So that is why all the mapping should be there. Mapping, when I'm saying everything, it is related to your configuration, it is related to your master data, it is related to everything. That mapping we are going to perform here. So that includes our business mapping. So in this business mapping, again, we are going to perform here. One is your value mapping. If I will give the example, for example, let's say we have company code is there. The same company code should be available in the S4 system. Then only we can replicate the data. Here we have what you can say the ledgers, accounting principle that should be mapped here. So even anything configurable item that we are going to map under this value mapping, right? Then you should have the key mapping. All the master data, your cost centers, your business partners, your cost elements, your GL masters. So that should be mapped with your in CFIN, because it's just map 1 to 1. That means in source system, we have some data. So that should be mapped with the target system. Then only document can be replicated. Third one is your cost object mapping. In a normal migration, one time you have taken the data, by the data you have transferred, it's done. Then after that, you are not going to do anything, because it is a normal migration or it is a normal process. Whereas in S4 or CFIN migration, it is replication and it is ongoing process. So once you will complete your initial load, then after that, whenever the transaction will be posted in the source system, same document is going to reflect in your CFIN system or in your AC docket table. So that's why all this mapping should be there. So this is another activities. That is, one is your accounting interface, then your mapping. When you will do replicate your document, so definitely chances are there a lot of document will be failed. So that is why error correction, that is also another activity in this central finance system. So three activities are there. One is your accounting interface, business mapping, and error correction. And for that, we should have some tools are available in your CFIN system. So if you'll see the architecture, I'm just giving some overview. In detail, we have a couple of sessions we will be there on the architecture, because central finance is purely technical. So we'll have a couple of source systems, then SLT. Who is going to handle SLT? SLT is completely handled by technical people basis. But if you have some understanding on SLT, it will be easy for you as a CFIN consultant. Okay, so that's why SLT also a couple of sessions I'm going to add. But again, it is not our area. It is purely technical. Even right now also, I'm going to show you the SLT. Then coming to CFIN point of view, which is our core work. So this includes your accounting interface. I already explained different type of documents, then your mappings, then your error correction. Next question is it practically possible to map one by one? Like for example, we have some master data, 1000 master records are there related to customers. So customer should be mapped with the business partner. In source, we have customer, in S4, business partner. So it is practically not possible to map. Here we have 2000 ledgers are there, GL masters. That is also not practically possible to map. So that is why we are going to have, earlier it was separate license was required, but now we are getting free. So this is your MDG. Okay, so MDG should be there, and right now we are getting like within the same CFIN license, we are going to get it. And another one you are going to have for the error analysis, that is your AIF monitor. So this will be your AIF. Let me show you these three different systems. Then I will explain about little bit about SLT. So you got the architecture, CFIN architecture on this. Any question?
When we say about this MDG, does it mean like
Master data
it will
governance.
be yeah. It will be handled by an MDG consultant for the mapping of the master data. So or we will be responsible just when we
Practically, if I
talk.
will say, it's supposed to be handled by MDG consultant, but companies are not ready to add one more resource for this. So obviously, you are going to
Yeah.
handle it.
Okay.
Okay. So
Just a supplementary question. So when this MDG comes into picture, so in that circumstances, we don't have to maintain any mappings in FinCFIN map manage table between the source and target. For example, we maintain the relationship between source and target vendor. So when MDG comes into picture, is that task redundant, or
you
do we still
I will ask one more question. Is it practically possible to map one by one? Option is there. You can map it, but it is practically possible? Not possible. So we can generate the template, we can download the template, and there we can upload our files, source and target, and we can upload it. That is the best option. Okay, let's say if you have, let's say 10 customers. So in that case, you can do the mapping. But let's say if it is 500 customers, 1000 customers. So practically it is not possible to map one is to one or in your CFIN mapping. So that's why better to use MDG. Earlier, MDG separate license was there. So companies, that's why going for this individual mappings or manual mapping. But now it is free. So definitely we should use MDG. I will show you both options. That means manual mapping and through MDG.
Thank you.
And one question additional to this, let's say like in R3 environment itself, when companies are using MDG, so how does this will change?
In
Let's say
R3
yeah. Let's say like the top
no,
system.
no. So in R3, let's say we have multiple systems are there, and we are using MDG for the master data point of view.
Yeah.
That is for the normal master data maintenance point of view that we are using. Whereas this MDG we are using for the mapping purpose. That one.
Okay.
because practically
Okay.
it is not possible that map individually one by one. Before that, we are doing this mapping. What the point he raised, that we can do it through the mapping table. We can do that, but if we'll use MDG here, then it will be easy for us to upload the data. Normally, what we used to do, we will download the template. I will show you that screen. We will download the template, and we will give this one to the user, like what are the input in they are going to fill here. So then accordingly, because once you'll download the template, we know like what are the fields we need it from the source point of view. So we can get this data from the users from the source system point of view. Then after that, we know what are the fields from the SAP S4 point of view we need to fill. So there we can add the mapping source and target that we can complete, and we can upload it. Once I will go to the screen, you will get more clarity. So this is your architecture. So let's see this one. I need to go to CFIN environment. So if we'll work on central finance, then at least we need these many systems. So one should be the source system, one or multiple, but at least for our training point of view, one system should be there, source. One system should be there, SLT. One system should be there for, I mean, S4, that will be central finance system. And one system will be your, I mean, within this central finance, we will have these two options will be there, MDG and AIF will be there. Let's verify it. The source system, this one will be my source system. Again, every system, if you'll try in your system, if you have a ECC system, normal ECC system, okay, and if you'll try to enter this transaction code CFIN IMG, you will not get anything in your normal ECC system. That means some prerequisite should be there. And again, depend like what type of system. If it is, let's say, ECC, I mean, R3 system, that means classic, then some nodes need to be added. If it is EC6, then some nodes need to be added. So that means more activities we need to do if we are going for an old system. Whatever the system, if it is a normal system, if the required nodes are not added, then you will not get this node. So different options are there to get these nodes, because this is the only one activity in this node you are going to work as a source system point of view. Everything we are going to do in the target system. Okay, so once you will get this node, then couple of configurations we are going to do in the source system, and that's it. Here you are not in source system, you are not going to do any business configuration because already it is there in the use. So business users are using it. So all the required business functions, they have already it. But if let's say NewGL is not there, no need to worry. Okay, if NewGL is not there, but we can take the data, and in S4 we can continue with NewGL, because in S4 we know NewGL is mandatory. Suppose here we are not working material ledger. Most of the time you will find that in source system material ledger is not there. No issue, we can take this one and we can continue with material ledger in S4, because in S4 material ledger is mandatory. So that is why here our purpose is we will take the raw data, then after that whatever the new features are there in the S4, that we are going to use it. So this will be our source system, and we are going to do couple of activities in the source system. We'll check this one. This is the only one screen what we are going to perform here. This is one system. Second system will be your S4 system. This one 1909 system, but from this batch I'm not going to use this one. We are going to have a dedicated client. For me, Basis is working on that, because a lot of issues are having when it is shared system. So I will get it from the Tuesday, and this batch onwards, this dedicated client I'm going to use, and that will be 2020. Right. So if we'll go to here, if we'll go to normal, this is a normal S4 system. You will not find any difference here. So every S4 system can be convertible into central finance system. Okay, so every S4 system we can use as Central Finance if the required business functions are activated. If you go to your financial accounting, you will find here two nodes under Central Finance. If you have explored this part, so you'll find that Central Finance source system, Central Finance target system. It is possible that Central Finance can be a source system also. Let's say we acquired one company. Right now we have 3 systems are there, and later we acquired one company. They are currently using S4. So it is possible. So it is very helpful for the acquisition and merger point of view. So it's possible that one S4 system can be treated as also source system. So that is why this option is there. Central Finance system, I mean the Central Finance system also source system. Here also exactly you will get this node, that source system node. That time I have shown one screen which is there in the ECC. Same screen also you will find in your Central Finance source system. Okay, the screen we have seen that time. So Central Finance also can be possible. It will be a source system. But mostly we are going to work on this. These are the activities which you are going to work when you are going to work on Central Finance. So in Central Finance point of view, no configuration, no business process you are going to handle here because it is already there. So our job will be initial load, mapping, central payment, which is new feature. Initial load, mapping, and what, let me give you the idea about initial load. What is initial load? Let's say currently business is working, I mean this customer, they are on SAP since let's say 2010, and they are going for Central Finance in 2022. Okay, replication will be there after go live. That means from 2022 onwards, whatever the transactions will be posted in the source system, so those data we are going to replicate to the S4 system or to the CFIN system. But what about the old data? Are we going to take those data or not? So after completion of initial load, then only replication will be started. Again, depends like how much data they are going to take. Let's say it is decided that they are going to take the balances from 2014. From 2014 till 2020, they are going to take the balances, only balances. These settings we are going to do in the source system. From 2021 onwards, we are going to take all items. That means balances as well as line items. So that is why we are going to work on the initial load. So when I'm saying initial load, it includes everything. It includes your like if you go to initial load, you will find the complete process are there. So initial load related to your FI data, it is related to your management accounting. So everything, that means FI data, CO data, cost object, everything we are going to perform. So once initial load is complete, but before initial load, again, we need to complete this mapping part. And this is the most challenging part in the project, that is your mapping, because our job is to do mapping and initial load and of course central payment, right? So here we are going to perform all these activities. So you can see here I explained that value mapping, scheme mappings, cost object mapping, scope mapping. So that means we need to do something in the source system with the target system. Okay, so that is your mapping. And you have, the question was there, that is the MDG. Let me show you that also, as it is inbuilt, so we can also access that one, or we can use it, and we are going to handle that one also. Okay, so suppose I need to map the cost element, GL accounts. So what we can do here, we can select here. GL can you see the GL? General Ledger Account Master. Okay, and you need to specify the source account, source system, means your from which system you are going to take the data. So that source system. So I know this is my source system that you need to select. So we can generate the template. File name. So we got the template. Now this one you can give to the user. So source, that system, chart of account from the source system, then your GL accounts. So you will get this copy from your source system, and those you can fill here, and then the target GL account means your S4 systems. Then maintain all this, then upload this file as it is. So it will be very, very easy if you are going to use this MDG. It's not only for GL, for anything you can use this MDG tool. Okay, so right now I will show you like what are the existing mappings are there related to GL. Display mapping. So sample I did some mapping. So you can see here, this is my chart of account, and with this chart of account, these are my source GL accounts, and these are my target. It's only 2, but it may be 2000. There is no issue. So we can do this mapping through this MDG. So anything, it may be GL, it may be the customer, it may be anything. You can perform these mappings. Okay, so that is possible through the MDG. Let's take something else. Suppose, let's say I want to check cost center. Some error is there. So this system behaving pathetically since a couple of days. So that's I'm going to drop it. Let me check something else. Suppose cost element. Okay, so many cost elements we have mapped here. Let me check. Right, so many cost elements we have linked with our source with the target system. So it is very useful tool, MDG. With this, our job will be very, very easy. Got it? The idea about MDG? Any question? This was your question, like MDG. Okay, so here we can perform various activities. We can like generate the like any mappings are there that we can download. We can delete already some mappings if it is wrongly added. So that also we can delete it by using MDG. So it is very useful tool. So one system, I mean, multiple systems will be source. One will be SLT. Let me show you the SLT. SLT can be one standalone system. SLT can be installed on S4 system. SLT can be installed on ECC 6 system also. I know in this system, I have SLT here, but it's not mandatory. SLT will be ECC anywhere you can. We have the advantage and disadvantage if you are going to install SLT in any of the existing system. So when we will do the architecture session, that time I will explain. But SAP is recommending go for standalone system for SLT. LTRC. Normally you are using LTMC. That is a normal migration cockpit, but this one is LTRC. That is your SLT. Okay, multiple mappings, multiple RFCs are working. So this one. Three activities, three replications we are going to perform. So one will be your accounting document. This is the RFC. Then another one is your internal CO documents. This one. With this we are going to perform. And another one is your cost object mapping. So that means whenever we are going to replicate the data from the source system with this interface or with this through this mapping we are going to perform. So it should be there SLT. So I know it is not like enough related to SLT. So in detail, we have a couple of sessions will be there on SLT, although it is purely technical job. If I will try to explain what is SLT in a simple language and how SLT is working here, let me explain you that one. So SLT is nothing but it's a middleware. Okay, so this one is connecting our source system with the target system. So this one is our source system. So this is your SAP source system. This is your SAP source system. In SAP source system, we have I've just taken one point related to SLT. I thought like it will help you to understand this one. So we have DB trigger, DB triggers. Then we have logging table, and we have application table. Now, this is nothing new. It is nothing related to our SAP, Central Finance point of view. It is a normal system. Can you tell me what is the function of DB trigger here? Why DB trigger is there? It is normally your SAP database, any third-party database here. And on top of it, you have application there. Yeah.
Yeah, DB trigger. What I understand is like it's from SAP, the SAP or non-SAP systems, wherein like change pointers that I would say like some changes happening in transactional data tables or master data. Then
Yes.
the
So
RFC.
anything you are going to perform, any activity you are going to do, whether it is going to add any master data, whether you are going to do modifications, you are going to do any delete, anything you are going to do. So that is going to take place in this particular table. So simply I can say it is your application table. So DB triggers when something created in the source system. We have created a new master data, so it is available here. And let's say we posted one document. So this is available here. This is your DB table. And logging table. So next step. So if your DB triggers updated, then your logging table is going to store the data, right? So next step. So that means simply we can say these are the tables where we are accessing multiple tables in our source system. So these are different tables. This is going to, if DB table is going to update, any modification, anything, then data is going to store here. Then we have your what you can say application table, which right now we are using. Then we have something called read engine here. Little bit technical, try to understand. So this will be your read engine. This is our existing system. Existing system means SAP point of view, but third-party database. This one we are going to connect with our SLT. So in SLT we have here, it is read engine. So SLT should be, you should have the write engine here. Yeah, so it should be write engine. And I explained already we are going to perform certain mappings, some transformations. So those things also will be part of your CFIN, but in SLT we are going to do example. These are different mappings we are going to perform. These tables, or these are the interface we have. So mapping and your transformation. Okay, and how it is going to work, how it is connected? It is connected through RFC. So for individual, we have RFCs are there, which we will see in detail. Okay, for RFC for this one, RFC for internal documents, CO document, and RFC for cost objects. So it is connected through RFC. Otherwise, how the data will be transferred from source to SLT, then SLT to your SAP, SAP. Okay. So this is your RFC connections. Okay, and through this SLT, it is going to transfer to your application table. And this is nothing but your AC docket table, HANA table or AC docket table. So it means whenever any document or anything we are going to post here, it is going to update here in the DB triggers. Through it is going to update in the logging table. Then through the read engine, through RFC, it is going to, already we have the mappings and all, it will be through write engine, it is transferred to your application. So let's say one document is posted 10,000 here in the source, immediately the same document you will find in the S4 system. So this is how SLT is connecting our source system with target system. So read engine will responsible for reading the data from your logging table where the data is originally is there and passing it through the SLT. That means to the replication server. Mapping and transformation engine is responsible for transferring the structured informations to the HANA system, that is your target system. And write engine will be responsible for writing the data to the HANA database. So this is how it is going to work. But in detail, when we will take or we are going to explore all these different tabs, then we will get more clarity. Okay, so the reason why like SLT, initially when I started working on SLT, like our basis, they don't have much information. So they are also new and I am also new when we started on CFIN projects. So like, although it is not our area, but we started combined jointly, like we started learning both, and we started working the projects. But in normally SLT will be handled by the technical consultant, mostly like it will be handled by the basis. Okay, so all these tabs having its importance and we have some activities are there, SLT.
Yeah, one question, Pradeep.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, when we say finance data only, are we only going to consider BKPF, basic, these
No.
top tables, or
No.
the,
Everything, all your, when I'm saying finance data means it includes everything, FICO, all the data.
I
So that
mean to say customer open items, vendor open items.
and
Yes.
that is why you can see it is a different table is there. It is known as your
Yeah.
staging table, transfer table, because in when we are going to map in finance, we have so many tables are there, right? In
Yes.
finance, we
Yes.
have so many tables. So how we are going to perform the mapping? So that is why these staging tables or these tables will be available here. So for the mapping purpose, because it is not one to one, it is one to n mapping. Because in the
Yeah.
source system, we have so many accounting tables are there. So that is
Yes.
why we, with help of this mapping, we are going to perform it. Some PPT was open, just a second, related to your question. See here. Okay, so just try to get the idea at high level. So when you are going to do the mapping, so we are going to take that, this is my SLT, this is my source system, and this will be my CFIN system. So when we are going to do the mapping related to your question, you are asking that, are we going to take the data only from the BKPF BSEC or everything? So we are going to take all the tables, whatever is there in the source system, because we, as I said, we are going to take everything, balance it, P&L, everything we are going to take. So in source system, we have so many tables are there. Then how it is possible? So that is why these two tables are introduced. This is your header table. This is your line item table. So when you are going to take the accounting interface related to finance, so we are going to take the data from this table. So that means whenever there will be a finance posting will be there, then in SLT, the document should be available here. You got my point? Okay, so answer to your question, Shiva, answer to your question. Yeah, so
I got it.
yeah, so multiple tables will be there. So that is why it is map one-to-one mapping is not possible. So all this data, whatever is there, because so many tables, it is includes BSID, BSID, BSIK, everything. So all this data should be transferred to, this is a transfer table. So it should be transferred to here. And from here, we are going to, through the SLT, we are going to take into target system. Let's take one example. Let's take one example in the system. You will get more clarity. So CFIN underscore ACCIT, just remember this table. Let's take one document. Just let's take the first this document 10001. Now this document is posted in my which system? In my EC system. This is a normal document I posted in my EC system. Now if this document is successfully passed through this SLT, then it should be there in this particular table. Which one? This one, cfin underscore ACC IT. If it is not passed, then it will be there in the log table. Means it is failed in SLT. But if it is passed, then it should be there in the particular table. Let's verify it. So right now I'm in SE16N and I will check the table cfin underscore ACC IT. And my document number is 10001. Document number, company code T501. Now, originally this document belongs to which table? It's a normal posting. That means it will be there in your BSEC, or it may be there in other tables. But as we are going to take the data to the Central Finance, so this same document should be there in the Central Finance. With reference to this document, there should be a document in the Central Finance or in S4, and that is why it is there in this table. You got your answer?
Yes, yes.
So it's not, answer is not, it's only one table or BSEC, BKPF, everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's verify the same document should be there in the Central Finance.
Yeah, one more question. When we compare, migrate conversion of existing R3 to S4 HANA, and when we are using Central Finance as a solution, what differences we see at a high level, or the customer see on a high level?
Not getting.
So when we use S4 solution with this Central Finance,
what are the, you are asking what are the features if they will go for Central Finance?
Yeah, no, not features, but when I compare conversion approach and using Central Finance approach.
You are asking the difference between a normal system conversion and Central Finance conversion.
Yeah, what advantages customers will have when using conversion and when using Central Finance?
There is no advance, no advantage. First of all, if it is one system, two system, then only system conversion concept is applicable. If 20 systems are there, then in that case, system conversion is not applicable. For them, Central Finance is the only approach. Because if they will go for CFIN, then because every customer, they are looking all the S4 features, whether it is reconciliation, whether it is reporting, or let's say consolidation. So everything they are looking from the S4 point of view. But practically it is not possible, like 20 systems are there. So in my previous project, we have 24 systems. So it is practically not possible. Different systems immediately they will migrate into S4 system. So they have to go for the Central Finance option only. That is the prerequisite. If multiple systems are there, and then normal system conversion is not applicable.
Yeah. So one question. So here when we use the S4 HANA Finance, we have all the data in AC Doka table that is coming from different modules.
Correct.
But when we use Central Finance,
we will only take finance data.
Yeah. So this data is missing. So how will so this will be a disadvantage, right?
What is missing? I mean, we are only taking the finance data for the reporting point of view.
Yeah. But let's say if we have to do some prepare some reports wherein they want some material data or from
logistic data will not be part of this one. So because you have not converted fully system, you are just taking the data, you have replicated the data, finance data. So logistic, obviously it will not part of that. Only thing if I will, it is my S4 system. Okay, so in this, if you'll see, if I will show you here my organization structure, you can see this is my S4 system. And before that, let me show you the EC system. Where it was, yeah, this one. This is my EC system. You can identify from here. Okay, it is ECC1. This is my company code. So full-fledged configuration is there, sales organization, purchase organization, the complete end-to-end configuration, it is there in my EC system. Okay, now coming to S4 system. This one is S4 HANA 2. Okay, so this is my S4 system. Now see the organization structure. What is missing here? You can see I don't need everything related to logistic. Like although I have configured here purchase organization, I don't remember why I added it, but without purchase organization, we can also continue. Only thing is you need to add here logistic point of view plant. And I hope you know the answer. This one is I added, but it is not required. Maybe for a different, I don't remember why I did it, but this one is required. Why plant is required? Mostly I need company code and controlling area. So we are going to take the financial data and management accounting data. Why plant is required? Why it is mandatory?
To have the production variances and the
Production variance also we can take it. No, answer is valuation area, because in S4 material ledger is mandatory and material ledger point of view valuation area is required. So that is why only you are just going to add the plant in your target system. It is enough. And of course, yeah, production order that is also required. So only logistic point of view, we are going to take only that cost object, that is your production order, along with other internal order and all. Rest logistic data we are not going to take. It is not the business suite. We are only using for the reporting point of view. But if you are going for a migration, then complete features are complete business process is available. But as I said, you can't compare both the environments. One is it's a one-to-one migration, the full system upgraded. This is for only for reporting point of view we are using, because in short term it is not possible that we will upgrade all the system into S4 system. So that is why we are going for central finance. In future, all the systems will be upgraded to S4 system. But in short, and customers are looking all the features whatever is there in the S4 HANA, and particularly finance point of view, because everyone like looking here this one, because it is coming with BW, embedded BW, so reporting point of view is going to help. So this system, S4 system, is acting as your what? It is already, we know that your S4 system is WellTP plus OLAP. That means it is used for reporting purpose, and from multiple systems we are going to transfer the data to the S4 system, to the central finance system. So it is going to help in the reporting. Plus, when you are going for closing, that is also going to have the features, or that is going to helpful. Plus, when there will be acquisition mergers will be there. So that time, if new system will be added, let's say we acquired another company and they are having, let's say, some different system. So without disturbing your existing architecture, just a new system added, that data we can replicate to the central finance. That is also another feature.
So from at a high level, when SAP says like they want to discontinue support to all R3 environments at certain year, so by that time anyway customer will have to convert their systems to S4. So does it mean like central finance will be an interim solution until then?
Central finance always your interim solution only, but because in future they have to upgrade to S4. But even right now also, I know some customers, they are working on 4.7, although like SAP stopped supporting 4.7 very long ago, but still they are working.
Yeah.
Right. So practically, if we'll say SAP will not support ECC anymore, but that time, let's say maybe customer can manage their own. So that is why central finance is popular, and in future it is going to be popular, because once SAP will support central finance, what we are doing, once you have the central finance environment, we will take the raw data. Then after that, we are going to have all the S4 features. But obviously, yes, in future, all the systems should be converted into S4, because otherwise the logistic business process will not be there. So we have to use the old features, whatever is there with the old system only.
So Central Finance is being implemented basically for reporting point of view.
Exactly. It is for the reporting point of view, not for transaction point of view.
Yeah, okay. Where the customer still want to keep his system as it is, but wants to get the benefit of S4
Correct.
system. Okay.
Okay, so this is my central finance system, and no, sorry, this is not same central finance. It is ACC1. Let's go to central finance. This is your central finance. So I hope you got some idea about CFIN and a normal migration. So here, if I will check all these documents, it is central finance. Okay, you can see S4 HANA 2. Now these documents are replicated from my source system. You can see, just check these columns. Logical system. This is my source system. How can I will confirm this is my source system? If we'll go to our EC system, so many windows are open. Let me close it. Okay. This is my S4 system. This one, my EC system, and check the logical system. What is the system? EPX client 800, right? This is my source system, and all the data I replicated from my source system. So always you will find a source document always will be there. So these are my documents which are there in your AC docket table. And how we got this document? When we replicated the data from my source system. So this is my source system data replicated, and that is why and where we will find these documents? In your traditional tables. That means in your BSEG, whatever the tables we have in UCC. Plus it should be there in the staging tables. I mean, the transfer tables. If it is successfully passed through SLT, if it is failed, then it will be there in the log table. Again, you can define how many days or how many months we will keep the data, because unnecessary data volume is going to increase. If same document will be there in the staging table, then data volume is going to increase. So that is why you can keep, like 1 month we will keep it there, or 2 months we are going to keep it there. So that again depends on your configuration. But these are my source sender documents from source system I replicated, and these are my target. And all these documents are posted through SLT. Okay, so this was overview, and now you can ask your question if you have anything.